we're live. Look at this. We're live. Here it is. It is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on October 17th. I am here with special guests Lusty Onyx and Galadriel Caresse. Welcome. Let's get that picture out of the way so we can see all the lovely people that are here. Welcome. I feel like I'm playing in a stadium. I'm hearing just a faint echo, but we're going to just pretend we're rock stars tonight. And there it is. We are in the Montreal Forum, or we're live at the Budokan. That's it. We're live at the Budokan tonight. Let's do that. Wembley Stadium is nothing to us. It's the reading festival. That's a lot of musical references. I'm going to actually pour myself a drink. I haven't put my drink poured at this point. If you're just tuning in, say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. We've got comments already, so I'm going to try to make sure to get the comments in. And I'm drinking this wonderful dark gin that is not sponsoring me yet, but they do make a lovely gin. I'm going to share the label anyway, just because. So it's up there. It's a Montreal gin maker, and it's Madison Park. It's their breakfast gin, because this is the time of day I prefer to get up, and I'm using the classic Fever Tree tonic. What are Lusty? What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, actually, I need to finish making it live. So I start with a glass of, how do you say it? Comment on dit avoine en anglais?
Oat.
Oat milk?
Oat milk.
Exactly, and I had Tia Maria.
Oat milk and Tia Maria. All right.
Exactly. That's lovely.
And of course, to save the lipstick, you're using the straw.
Yes, because the glitter are going to fall up.
So, I guess if you're drinking Tia Maria, there's definitely going to be glitter involved. Galadriel, what are you drinking tonight?
So, as always, I am drinking whiskey, and tonight's is the Canadian selection. Actually, the Fiddler's Choice from Cape Breton.
Oh, Fiddler's Choice from Cape Breton. What's the label? They don't have a fiddlehead on the label, do they?
Yeah. Hold on, I have it right here.
Ooh. I'm just gonna put you in the big window so I can see that just a little bit better. Fiddler's Choice. Oh, there it is.
Lovely Canadian whiskey.
Christian Major jumped in early to say we're here. We got Roshan as hello from Scarborough.
Hello.
Hi.
So we have visitors from across Canada so far. Let's see if we get some international visitors in to say hello. How's everyone's week been? Everyone has had a good week, a good time period.
Go ahead, Lusty.
No, go ahead.
It's been a hectic week on my side, but I was very fortunate to finish it with my lovely burlesque class on Saturday, and tonight's talk is going to be the crown of the week, so I'm super happy to be here.
That's at Arabesque that you were teaching?
It is at Arabesque Burlesque, yes.
Arabesque for anyone who wants to take, of any gender who wants to take burlesque classes.
Oh yeah.
Highly recommend Arabesque Burlesque. And what class were you? Excuse me, were you teaching?
So I'm teaching my signature class called Strength Through Sensuality. Every Saturday, it's a 10-week class. It's really wonderful for anyone actually who wants to become more confident, whether it's on stage or in life. We work on all kinds of things. We play with emotion, and we get just really fabulous and really confident.
You learn to touch yourself. I need to take this class.
You do.
I have it. I was subscribed to a class. So COVID changed stuff, but it's the last class I need to take at Arabesque. I need to do it.
And Lusty, can we announce the big thing that has happened in your life since the last time you've been on here?
Oh, I moved in the house, in my new house.
You purchased a house.
Yes. Oh my! During the COVID, don't ask me how I do it, but I did. This is crazy.
Congratulations on that for you.
Thank you.
That's wild praise for that.
I'm
as
poor
we're
now.
here, let me just a second. Let me just. I'm seeing there it is. That's a better angle on the. I think my camera's
Which
crooked. I'm not
angle?
sure.
Which angle?
Well,
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure Roshan is going to be very happy with that angle. Completely. Let's. Should we be getting started with the questions? By the way, for those of you tuning in for the very first time, not knowing what the hell you're watching, I'm the Love Doctor. I'm my beautiful panelists, and I are going to be answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. So you can actually ask the questions right in chat, or you have the option of doing it anonymously by going to slido.com or sli.do, and the event code is TLD77. That way you can ask your questions and we will answer them directly here live, and you get your answers as quickly as we can get to them. I know we have some questions already in. Let's bring up the questions. Of course, with the anonymous ones, we start at the bottom first.
I have a special stuff that I need to do first. Is it possible?
Yes, of course.
So this week, there is a person who grow like more fabulous, a year more, and she's with us now. So Galadriel just leveled up in another fabulous level. So she's gonna be she's already a star, but she's going to be a shooting star now. I just want to tell her happy birthday.
Thank you.
And if you got a shot or something, I decided to do one, like Love Doctor, an Irish specialty that we call the Irish car bomb. So I don't know if you got a shot or something, but I'm going to do it for Galadriel just live.
All right. I'll just take down my post-it note that was telling me don't forget to wish happy birthday to Galadriel. There we are. I'll take
You are
a gulp
amazing.
of this.
Thank you.
So basically, that's a kind of beta shot. You drop in, what's the name of the beer? It's a dark beer normally,
Guinness.
but it's a Guinness, exactly. And then you drink what's inside straight.
All right.
So cheers
Sláinte.
to Galadriel's birthday. Sláinte.
There it goes.
Whew.
All right. Let's hope the show doesn't get messy. I'm on new medication, and I'm not sure how it acts with the alcohol. So
I won't
Well-
take another one. That was the only one. I love you, Galadriel, but I want to
Thank
stay
you,
alive.
lovely.
well, I see that we have a lot of people watching. No one yet has liked the program yet, and we haven't got any questions in. Only 2 people have acknowledged the show and said hello to us. So I don't know why everyone else is being silent, but we're going to get this started with the first anonymous question we have. Why do men want us naked in bed, yet they keep their socks on? That is the first question. Why do men want us naked in bed, but they keep their socks on? Galadriel, I just want to show you a little thing. There's a little, it's the cam mic button down at the bottom in the middle. If you click on that and show advanced settings, you would be able to see your camera resolution, and you can make it one less than it currently is, because I just noticed that you froze.
Okay. Is that better on your side?
You're moving perfectly at this point, so you didn't freeze there. So hopefully that'll be something that'll keep that from happening again. So why do men want us naked in bed yet they keep their socks on?
Because they are wrong.
Because they are wrong. That's the answer. We got Christian Major is saying tasty. Spicy Sparkles with a hello.
Hey, babe.
Philip Defoy with people keep their socks
The
in
guy
bed.
behind that. He's watching the show. You're watching.
All right. So there we are. What is your take on that, Lusty?
I don't know what to say more than Galadriel said. Don't take your socks on. Don't keep that. Don't do it. Except if you got a cold or something. Like, don't do that. That's not pretty.
But you know what? It's well, I've not slept with a lot of men, but personally, I make sure my socks are off. I find that I don't get as good attraction if I have my socks on, and sometimes you need some good traction. I've slept with women who keep their socks on because their feet get cold, and I don't understand that. I thought that's what my legs were for, was to warm them up. That has been my experience in the past. I think it might have to do with the quality of people you're sleeping with if they are refusing to take off their socks when they are spending time with you. DIY Muggle Guy is there. Hello, you lovely people. There. All right, we're getting started still, waiting for people to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to crack 100 so we can get a specialized YouTube channel name. And that is we've got plenty of views coming in, which is great. So
Yay.
we'll just need the subscriptions to help with that. So the next question that we have is a vasectomy a good idea if my girlfriend often forgets her pill? I'm in the hot seat to begin with. Yes. There we go. I'm just going to say yes. Here's another thing. Pills cause physiological damage. They are more of a risk of causing blood clots and cancers than the COVID vaccine. And so if you're worried about your partner's health, get the... And by the way, I imagine you're only there because you've both been tested and you're both making sure that you are safe, because obviously this seems to be a process that you go to in a relationship when you want to make sure that, how can I say it, that there's a certain level of commitment that comes in with that. And spending a day with a bag of frozen peas on your laps, not too much to pay to help keep your partner safe and healthy. So yes to the vaccine. Vaccinate. No, what am I saying? Vaccine. The vasectomy. Oh.
I mean, yes to the vaccine as well. But no, definitely yes to the vasectomy. I find that women get especially like in long-term relationship, women still get the burden of contraception put on them. And it shouldn't be like that. Not to mention that for a lot of women, hormonal contraception can have very dire side effects on the quality of their sex life. So, I mean, you get a double whammy. You'll probably get a happier partner who can enjoy sex a lot more, and contraception is taken care of.
Boom. Lusty.
I agree 100% and about what I've been said. The only thing I'm gonna add is that I assume that the couple is in a long-term relationship, because if you decide to do that, is irreversible. So just think about it.
No.
So, I mean, it's not irreversible, but there is chance that medically there is possibility that it's not reversible. Some are reversible, but it depends. So I guess, like, maybe I'm not clear, but there is one who is reversible. The only one is not reversible, but it can be issue can happen. So just be sure that you discuss everything about with your doctor. But if it's your choice, like, go ahead if it makes you happy and give you the opportunity to have better and save your intimacy with your partner. I think it's a great choice.
I wanted to jump in there. The castration is not reversible. A vasectomy is not castration.
No, I know.
They do is that they go in to the scrotal sac. They take the vas deferens. They give them a little snip. They fold them over, tie them over. Similar, but less invasive than, say, a tubal ligation on a woman. And if you ever do change your mind, all they have to do is go in there and untie and reattach the vas deferens. And that's one of the beauties about the vasectomy is it is reversible. That is.
Yeah, it's not irreversible. My only point is that there is one who's more invasive that you literally cut, but if you put it back, there is change that if you just want to do it to not having kids, that if you want to get after, there is a possibility that it will.
Every surgery
It's
involves
tricky.
risk.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Thank you.
the thing is, and no contraceptive is 100% safe. There is the possibility that you still may conceive children even though you've had a vasectomy if the vas deferens are not tied off properly. Like Jeff Goldblum has taught us in Jurassic Park, life will find a way. So it's we gotta say I have to say there's I was raised Catholic, but Jesus' first miracle was actually the wedding of Canaan, turning water into wine. Spicy Sparkles, it's going to be a little bit harder, but not impossible. It involves getting a reversal surgery. That is the harder part. So you have another day with a bag of peas. Now, just to point out, the wedding of Canaan was supposedly Jesus' first miracle. So a virgin birth was not a miracle. And that's because anyone who's ever been to junior high knows that not all dry humping ends dry. Life will find a way. So, there we are. I'm glad I got Galadriel laughing. It's good and hearty as we are getting ready to go on for the next question. The next question is it cheating when you and your partner agree to watch a Netflix series together and you come home to find out that they binged all of it while you are at work? Do not tell me how Squid Game ends. Oh, hopefully this is not a divorce moment. Lusty, you have the floor.
You need to finish the series, even if the person have already finished it. But I don't think cheating is the good word here. Maybe you gotta need to talk more about your needs, but I'm not sure that cheating is a good word. But I don't know what I would say. Like maybe a lack of respect if you take an engagement together to just do it together as a important occupation that you share. But I'm not sure that cheating is a good word.
All right, Galadriel, your point of view on this.
Again, I'm not sure about the choice of word cheating, but to me still it raises a red flag if you establish something with a partner. If you make an agreement and they go against it, I'd be sort of uneasy to say, okay, well, if you didn't respect the agreement we had on this, will this spill over on other areas of life? So to me, maybe not cheating, but definitely a red flag.
Boom. We also, Spicy Sparkles has thrown in, I hope not because I'm screwed. It's, being screwed in a relationship is kind of not a bad thing. Just saying. Just gonna say that. All right. My take on that is it's a disappointment. I don't think it's officially cheating, but I definitely am agreeing with Galadriel that it is a red flag. With Lusty, that it is a red flag. You want to make sure that they're taking all of your agreements together as seriously, if especially you're talking about the openness of your relationship as one of those decisions. So please be aware, be cautious, and shame, Spicy. There we are. We are ready for the next question. Is do you have patterns in your partner's choices? I'm going to reinterpret that as, do you have patterns in your choice of partners? It's my guess with that, and this puts me in the hot seat first. I'm going to have to say yes. I tend to date smart women. I'm not sure exactly.
They are smart or look smart.
I would say intelligence. Intelligence is something that I find attractive and being able to engage with. Like, to spend time with somebody who is attractive is nice, but I bore very quickly. So if it's in a relationship, I need somebody that I can chat to, especially with somebody with different interests, so we can explore our interests and exchange interests while we are chatting with each other, or getting to know each other, or doing activities together. It's nice to be able to explore that. A good number of the women I've dated have actually intimidated me with how intelligent they are. I think that's it. I do, and something that this is something troublesome in my behavior, that I there's a certain fragility that I find attractive that will make me attracted to somebody at first, and I'm not sure how better to identify it than that, but I feel like I go to people who need to be with me, or need someone to be kind and give them some sort of security. And I find I go there, and then when I can engage with the mind, then I find out more. Now, that neediness, that little part, that I find is a troublesome behavior on my part, and I'm trying to work to identify and get past that as a trait of mine. Galadriel.
I would say that I used to have patterns, but I've successfully managed to disrupt them. Not to fall into cliches, but as a very empathetic person, I used to have this magnetic attraction with narcissists. And so a lot of my partners have been such. It took a lot of work to identify that and actually choose to disrupt it, because it is not healthy. Not for me, and I would say not for them either. These are not relationships that I choose to pursue. So now I'm paying a lot more attention to the authenticity of people, to not necessarily what they're saying, but how they're acting, and what they're showing themselves to be through their gestures and not just their words. So it's been an interesting disruption of pattern, and I would say a healthy one.
Boom. Congratulations. Lusty.
I would say, as a bisexual, I just realized that I don't really have a pattern for women. But for men, I got a big, deep pattern for geeky guys. So, tall men, and also a little bit intellectual, and definitively gamers. So normally it's a package deal, and I don't know why. Maybe
Oh, did she just freeze? I'm not sure if we just lost
it's part
Lusty.
of dumb mommy, but it. Hello.
Or you're there? We might need you
So
to
was
check
Is it okay?
your cam settings and maybe just drop down the quality by one level. We just had a freeze incident.
Is it okay?
It's
No.
currently okay, but if you see the cam mic button at the very bottom of your screen, if you go into that, click on that, click advanced settings, it'll show your current resolution, and if you drop it down by one, it will probably eliminate that freezing situation. That's the same thing that we did with Galadriel just earlier. Yes.
Great. I thought I was saying that maybe it's because I got a dumb mommy. Um, I'm a dumb mommy, so I like to have the impression that I'm already teaching people stuff, and geek guys in a relationship always make me feel that. That's it. For women, it's a big, large spectrum.
For everybody, it's a big, large spectrum, and it is I think it goes into feeling like you're needed, and that is something that a lot of people need in the relationship. They want to feel that they're needed, and in that way, they're contributing to the relationship. Just want to remind people, if they want to ask questions, they can do it just directly in the chat, or they can go to slido.com or sli.do, and the event code is TLD77 to ask their questions. We have some more questions coming up. This looks weird. Just a sec. I'll just bring this to the screen. It says 2. Oh, okay. It's a 2-part question.
Oh, okay.
Would you go down on a partner after coming in them? I guess inside them. Would you let your partner kiss you after they went down on you? Lusty, you have that.
I can't come in nobody. So question 1 is not appropriate for me. Second of all, yes, I don't have a problem to taste my own body after somebody kissed me. So it's not a problem for me.
Boom. It's not a question of letting them. It's a question of enjoying. I definitely would enjoy that. Yeah, there is. I find it's for people who refuse to kiss a partner after that partner has gone down on them. Why? That's if your partner is willing to put their face and facial lips on your most intimate parts, why are you so shy about putting your lips on theirs? Galadriel.
Fully agreed. Well, I'll answer to question number 2. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. Actually, there's something, I don't know, delicious and intimate. But it's interesting. I used to have a really long time ago a partner who absolutely would refuse if, let me get graphic, if he ever came in my mouth, I was not to kiss him before probably I brushed my teeth. Because he had big issues with which I found very confounding.
I don't know. All right, I'm going to ask the people out there. Do you think that it's a fear of homophobia?
I think it is.
Like the same type
I
of.
think yes.
Yeah.
I think that's
All right.
a fear.
There is. I remember watching the movie Clerks for the first time, and they talked about snowballs, and snowballing, and it was what is that? Like a younger person than I am now, and going that well, that could be fucking hot. Like they didn't treat it with any type of judgment on it in Clerks, so I thought other than the fact that the person who was popular with was a bit sketch, women weren't treated as well in that, but yeah. So Spicy's thing, yeah, they think it's a homophobic response to say no to that. So
And an old partner to me already answered the question. I like the same thing that Galadriel and the guy just said, no would be gay. So that's why I said I think it's the issue. It's like, yeah, it's like if I was licking my own dick. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, dude.
first
Anyway,
off, licking your own dick is only masturbation to begin with. Like, does that person not touch his own dick? Is this
are
is
you
a
gay
question
to
that-
yourself? That's what I asked him. Are you gay to yourself? He did. Maybe you're autosexual. Like, but like, it's
There's
anyway.
nothing wrong with masturbation. It is a normal, healthy activity, a release. You get to be an older man. It's highly recommended for your prostate health. Yeah, it's and there's nothing inherently gay about it. If you are gay and you are doing it to please yourself in a gay way, then fine. Then maybe you can call it gay, but it is self-love, self-care. That doesn't mean it's gay. And the same thing if you are with a partner of another gender. And first off, let's just state the real problem here. Homophobia is stupid.
Can we get a hey man?
We may have a frozen Galadriel. Oh no, she blinked and nodded.
No, I'm back.
But yeah, that is it's so stupid. Well, Spicy said it would be gay for a man, but if it's a girl that's fucking hot, is double standard. Again, there's double standard about a lot of things. There was a comedian who actually got in trouble for this But he actually made a joke about the double standard about the books coming out with, Daddy's new roommate and Mama's new friend. These books being introduced in American schools, and he made the joke saying, "Yeah, Daddy's new roommate, that's horrible. No, Mommy's new friend, that one can stay." Because there's nothing like double standards. So he was making fun of the double standards in that joke, or with that joke about those books. Jenny Powell is saying hello, Jenny, welcome,
Jenny.
welcome to the show. Christian Major gave us the amen.
Thank you.
Spicy Sparkles has given us the amen as well. And we have more questions coming in. Remember, if you want to ask questions, you can do it directly in chat, or you can go to slido.com, and the event code is TLD77. This is the Love Doctor Livestream. My guests tonight are Galadriel Caresse and Lusty Onyx. And the next question that we have is, if you are polyamorous, did it ever hurt a partner or a metamor not intentionally?
Can you repeat it? Okay,
if you are polyamorous, did you ever hurt a partner or partners or a metamor or a meta, which I imagine for a metamor, not intentionally? And Galadriel.
I would say no, or not to my knowledge, because again, and I did read that it was unintentionally.
So not to your knowledge, and no is your answer. Lusty.
Unfortunately, to say yes. I don't want to tell the story because that's personal. Only thing I would say is that when you're new in poly, sometimes you try to find yourself. Sometimes you're not managing well your emotion, and it's possible you hurt people. You just need to understand that you hurt people and being able to say sorry when you are wrong and when you hurt people. That's it.
And I would say yes. Having open communication only truly works is everybody's being honest. And I met somebody, I let them know that I was dating multiple people, but I still wanted to date them. They had no background on ethical non-monogamy, and but they said that they were willing to try, and they began to get very jealous at certain times, and that it became hurtful, and I realized that I was hurting them and causing them to lash out, and so I needed to end the relationship that I had with them, and it hurt because I cared for them, but I realized that progressing in this relationship, in a relationship that they could not feel comfortable, was only going to hurt them more and more. So some people can accept polyamory with education. Other people cannot. And I do recommend that if those people are happy with monogamy, then they should enjoy monogamy. No one should be forcing anyone else into a style of relationship that makes them uncomfortable. That's kind of a sad truth. I kind of believe, like, when we're talking about sexual orientation, that there's a spectrum, that there's like the old Kinsey report said 10% of all people are born gay, and believing in the balance of nature, I believe only 10% of all people are born straight, and then everybody else is somewhere on that spectrum. And I believe it's a similar spectrum when it comes to people who are polyamorous and people who are monogamous. Now, most people are pushed towards monogamy because of societal expectations and pressure. But if they take the time to educate and get comfortable and learn and discuss, then they will be open to polyamory and ethical non-monogamy in a way, or at least somewhere along that spectrum that feels right. to them. But there's always going to be some people that monogamy is the only option for, and that's okay. As long as they're not trying to force somebody who is ethically non-monogamous to force them to be monogamous, or they're not trying to force and hurt themselves to be non-monogamous to suit someone else. You can't make yourself. You should not hurt yourself to be with someone. If they don't seem to recognize that, do not hurt yourself to be with somebody who's definitely not appreciating it. And even if they do appreciate it, think about why it's hurting you and maybe reevaluate the nature of that relationship. So I don't know if that gets an amen, but just throwing that out there.
Of course.
Yeah, oh, I say it does. I think it's so important to
There's a dramatic pause that we got when she froze.
She's teasing us.
I'm teasing you. I think I'm back. So I was saying that however much you want to be with a partner, you still need to remain fully authentic to yourself and who you are, and communicate openly with that in mind, or else you're doing your partner a disservice and you're doing yourself a big disservice as well.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. Are we ready for the next question?
Of course.
Yes.
Kissing or touching? Yes. I have to say, I do definitely enjoy touching, caressing, cuddling. But kissing is underrated.
I fully agree. Both. Ideally, kissing while touching, but
It's harder to do it not.
exactly. I could not survive.
Same. I cannot survive without kissing and touching. I think I feel her. You feel her?
I do, and I'm not sure. I thought we had licked the communication problems, Galadriel. If you go to your comm mic, if you might be able to drop it down another level, your resolution level, it may help with the with your connection issue there. But did you have anything to add to that, Galadriel? Galadriel is I know that we've dropped the resolution, but it sort of makes it look like she's part of like a medieval tapestry, just the color of her hair and the background.
Is she gorgeous?
Definitely
She's gorgeous.
classic.
Mm-hmm. She's like this ginger, deep, sensual queen.
There we are. Do you have anything you wanted to add? You sort of got cut off in the middle there, Galadriel.
No,
time.
I basically said that I could not survive without kissing, and that was it.
That was it. All right. We are on to the next question.
My answer was both and yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So I cannot choose. I think it comes together for me.
All right. The next question, I want to see it. All right. It's very similar to a question that I got on stage once, and I thought was hilarious how it was answered. So we'll answer it how it's written here, and then I'm going to refresh it with how it was written on stage. So, if you could have sex with any celebrity, who would it be? Lusty.
Evan Peters. So Evan Peters play the new Quicksilver. He also play a lot of role in American Horror Story. Evan Peters. Hi, Evan.
We'll put out a clip of that to Evan Peters.
Please do it if you can do it.
I would say the consenting one.
Yeah, of course.
Galadriel. if you could have sex with any celebrity, who would it be?
Have you lost me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, we're back. I don't typically fantasize about celebrities, so this one is a little...
A little harder for you to answer. Spicy Sparkles is not surprised by Lusty's answer.
Yeah, but she my best friend. She know me.
All right, Galadriel, sorry. I just saw you blink. Galadriel, if you have other processes on your computer that are running right now, I would recommend turning them off. All right, I think we're gonna have to move on.
Do you want to answer the question?
Well, I did the consenting one. The version of that question that I got recently on stage was, if you could have sex with any celebrity, living or dead, who would it be? And I chose the live one.
Well, yeah, that's a great move.
Yeah, that's preferred. Oh, Galadriel, we see you seem to be connected again. If you have any processes that are also running on your computer, if you could shut them down, it might help.
I honestly have I'm running only this live stream. I'm beginning to think that I'm bringing some kind of like witchiness to the airways when I'm on, because all that can be technically done is
Spicy Sparkles is crying, laughing. If I could, there. Galadriel, go for it.
Hi.
Yep. Just shout out the name. Just repeat it until I give you a thumbs up that we've heard it. Just repeat
we hear you. We hear you.
You hear me? Okay, I was just
Now-
saying
now we see you.
I've lost even which question we're on at this point.
We're
Celebrity
still
you
on
wanna-
the same question. Which celebrity?
Okay, so we're still on celebrities.
Because we haven't got an answer. Just keep repeating the name. I'll give a thumbs up when we hear it.
So I think one person I found extremely compelling recently is Charlize Theron. With all her badassery, she is getting even more badass, and as she ages, and I'm very much into it.
Definitely would have to agree on that. The old guard. Oh, the old guard was great.
Right?
Such a great film. You know what?
Short hair got me now.
I'm gonna go back, and the people who. I'm going to include one person who wouldn't be interested in me, but who I thought was amazingly hot at the time. Lily Tomlin was one of the first people there in my sexual awakening that I just went, whoa. I mean, so smart, so attractive. Terry Garr, the same. And if we want to talk about female badassery in film, Gina Davis, The Long Kiss Goodnight, right? That Pirates film that she did. Oh, Cutthroat Island, that's what it was called. It's just amazing. Like there have been badass female leads in films long before, the current amount that have been happening. It's just they've been fewer and far between. I'm glad to see there's more, but Gina Davis was definitely there.
Can see a pattern there. The Love Doctor that you were talking about, like intelligent women. That's it.
I'm nothing if not consistent sometimes. All right. Well, here comes a difficult question, a privacy question. What do you think about when you masturbate?
What?
What do you think about when you masturbate?
Oh, I understand the question. I was like, whoa, why? Okay.
So,
Ooh, I'm in the hot
Galadriel,
seat.
you are in the hot seat. Any honest answer is a proper answer, including I don't want to say, but
Are we back?
back and forth, but we're gonna get it.
Are we back? Okay, let's try.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Is this time to be the charm?
This will be the charm. After you answer this, I'm going to suggest you log out and then log back in. The same link will work.
Okay, let's try it. Well, it may work. I honestly just focus on the sensations that I'm feeling in my body. And I find that it's a lot rewarding and it's me out of my head.
Boom. That's a great answer. Lusty.
I will only answer my pleasure, my own pleasure.
And usually most is gone out of my own head as well. If I'm just focusing on getting the tasks done. Occasionally it'll be assisted with erotica, but it is focusing on my body, or if I have somebody there assisting, their body as well. And that is, yeah, I'm not doing a lot of thinking when I'm masturbating. Let's be clear. All right, Galadriel, I'm going to suggest that you log out and then log back in. Oh, I think that's what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move on to the next question. Oh, which is a nice long question.
Oh no.
And I'm
Testing
in,
my English now.
I am in the hot
she's-
seat. So
back.
Galadriel is back. You may want to do a little bit of preemptive and drop your camera quality
Yes.
just ahead of time, and we are going to bring up our next question. Our next question is: my partner acts like my personal nurse and not in the hot way. She's constantly checking on my meds and making sure I took them properly. I love her, but I'm not a child. I know she cares, but it's smothering. Please help. I know she watches you while she is at work. So my partner acts like my personal nurse, but not in the hot way. It is an expression of care when you're doing that. And if there was ever maybe one instance that made them feel that they needed to be on top of that, that could be it. You have to understand that a lot of this comes out of when things go wrong and they want to try to recover and take care of you. That is the one thing. So if you had an incident in the past and that incident is the one that you are recovering and going over, then that they feel that they need to be double checking everything that you're doing, it is because they care. Does it get annoying? Yes. Don't be rude in letting them know that it's annoying, but let them know that I have even preemptively said, oh, by the way, I've set up a phone alarm so I know to take my med at that time. Don't worry, I have it covered. I'm an adult now. Lusty.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Like, if you prove in the past that you need help to keep tracking on your meds, and she's doing it to help you, I think it's only caring. But if I will only consider checking if it's a pattern that she's using or doing in other sphere of your relationship. If is it only because of meds or if it's something else. Maybe question yourself or both of you about this.
Galadriel.
I would say similar to what you said, Love Doctor. My question is that the person saying I'm an adult. Is it I'm an adult and I do what I want, or I'm really on top of this and she's coming like on top of like over what I'm already doing. So it depends. If I understand that the person is an adult, if their partner feels that they're not being reliable and it's medication that's really important, maybe like this definitely warrants a discussion. If the person in the past has been negligent about their meds, I would understand that the partner wants to make sure that they're okay and that they're safe and that they're healthy. if they're already like they have a full system on and the person is like double, triple checking, it might be too much. So it's very situation dependent. But I think it really warrants a discussion where each person not only talks about the logistics of it, but what their emotional needs are in this situation, so that there's a true understanding of what's going on. That's about a bit more than just scheduling meds.
Boom. That is a great answer. I was the one that said to say that I'm an adult and taking care of it. That wasn't in the question whatsoever. But it's they said, but I'm not a child is how they put it in the question.
Okay, so
there is I do want to say that it is most probably coming from a place of care and not control. But it probably can get to the point where you feel like you're not receiving respect for being the person taking care of it in the first place. So it all depends on the history, and just be honest with the communication that you have with them, and say, look, I find this a little bit grating. I am doing what I can to take care of it, and getting the constant reminders is a little much. We've got a bunch of questions have come in, and we've got one here as well.
Yay.
Oh, well, all right. This is a question that has come in on the wrong area, but we're going to answer that. Are there any specific burlesque performers you would sleep with? If yes, who? That is the question. Galadriel, you have this first.
And of course I'm on the hot seat. This is
Take this, girl, please.
very specifically, this is information that I will not disclose because these are personal relationships of mine. Burlesque performers are friends and colleagues and not just public figures to fantasize about. So I will reserve any answer on the question.
Boom. I am also... Actually, you know what? I'm going to have to say none. I don't want to be that producer who, even if I enter a consenting relationship with a burlesque performer, even if it is a single night consenting relationship with a burlesque performer, be the person who's accused of giving somebody favoritism and getting on a show. I don't have big budget shows. There would be no real valid reason for that. But I know that there are some people that would latch on that to gossip. As much as I love and respect so many burlesque performers not just in Montreal, around the world, I feel that I should not ever be in a physical relationship with any of them. And that is just good policy.
Same. I won't say any name. I'm too close up a lot of people to say that. But I can say that in the past, when I wasn't a burlesque performer, I dated some burlesque performer, and it was great, and I was okay to say the name. But now I won't say it. Thank you.
There we are. There's the answers to that
People
question.
try. Huh? People are very curious, so it's okay.
The shows that we put on are sexy, and so people want to extrapolate and fantasize about what is happening behind the scenes, and there's so much that is show that is emotive context that the audience wants to believe that there's so much more to it, and I want them to have that, because that makes the show that much more enjoyable to them.
Absolutely.
But these are also the people that you're working with, and
we are also friends. That's very important. So you can think about everything, your fantasy, but there is also friendship there. So yeah.
All right. The next question that we have. I'm currently seeing someone, but I have a lot of anxiety around texting them first to start conversations or check in. My ex called me clingy for texting too much, and now I'm constantly worried about being clingy, and therefore I now always wait until my partner messages me first. Is there anything I can do to ease this anxiety?
What clingy mean?
Clingy means as in to hold on to be too
Needy?
possessive, needy. Yes. And
So
Lusty, you have that question first.
I need to read that again.
All
So
right, I'll say it again. I'm currently seeing someone, but I have a lot of anxiety about texting them first to start conversations or check in. My ex called me clingy for texting too much, and now I'm constantly worried about being clingy, and therefore I now always wait until my partner messages me first. Is there anything I can do to ease this anxiety?
ask questions. Like you cannot assume that you are what your ex think you were, or that you didn't change, or that it was really the fact. Maybe in his mind you were clingy, but maybe you won't, and it's different for everybody. So maybe for a person you will be too much, and the other one you will be okay. And maybe you were not clingy at all. It was just this person tolerant. So you need for the new person you're dating, ask question if you are anxious, and if you are feeling you are making him or her it them feeling weird or too much. So if you're not asking question, you will keep your anxiety for yourself, and that will be destructive.
Galadriel.
I absolutely agree with Lusty. You need to have a conversation on that. People's needs in terms of communication and frequency of communication are all very individual. And like it's going to be scary because you need to be bold and ask your partner like, "Hey, I'd like to have a conversation about like how often you text, like the both of us text. What do you need? What do you want? And like take the time to discuss it. It will de-dramatize things and make you probably both much more comfortable with the frequency of your texting. Again, similar to what I was saying earlier, it's a question of identifying emotional needs and just meeting them.
Boom. Well said. I'd only put on one thing is maybe to confess a little bit to your current partner, because it sounds like this has been going on for a little bit. Say, look, I'd like to be contacting you more, but in my last relationship, I got called clingy, and I don't want to scare you away on that point. Do you mind if I initiate some of our text conversations? Because they might be feeling hurt that they're always the one reaching out. So if you have that conversation, you can actually broach that subject with them and talk to them about it. But I think Lusty covered the basis of the answer beautifully for this question. I want to actually throw it out to the audience a little bit. I know that we have some burlesque performers who are watching this, but we also have audience members and fans of burlesque that are watching this. What did you think about our answers about which burlesque performers would you want to sleep with? Question.
It'd be great to know.
I'd like to know how you feel or think about what we said in answer to that question. And remember to hit like and hit subscribe. We've got to do that as well. I'm also going to throw out another banner as we get a good number of questions in now. We might need more later. But if you want to support the channel, we're running a little link tree down along the bottom. In that link tree, you go to that, and the first thing is buy a drink. That's my manager. All the money that is donated there in the next 24 hours will be split among the three performers you are seeing on stage, whether they are frozen or not. No, she just blinked, so she's not frozen. So here we go. Christian Major is saying, I will only answer that question in the presence of my attorney. That is that fair. I definitely think that is a fair way to treat that one. And we'll look at the next question that we have here. How do you feel about anal play? and I'm in the hot seat. So how do you feel about it? Carefully and with lube. That's how you feel with anal play. Personally, I prefer trying to make it as clean as possible, and I understand that it is very difficult to make it as clean as possible. But that is how I feel about anal play. Lusty, we have an answer saying Lusty could have said me.
Yeah, I was close to say her, but I mean, yeah, her damn, yeah. I could, but because she can't stand that, I will say her name.
All right.
But about the question, um, I'm personally feeling safe to do hangout only with my primary partner. Um, got issue in the past, bad experience. How do we call that? Surprise bad sex. Not nice, very traumatized, hurtful. Don't do that. If you want to change the hole you're going, ask her. That's it.
All right. Galadriel.
Uh,
Oh, what a face to freeze on for this question.
This question was very freezing.
it was really. I'm back. So this is it's one of those things that's only fun if both partners are really into it. Always use generous amounts of lube, and like take the time to.
Like she said, take your time.
Yeah.
Very important.
And
Take the
and
time
I'm-
to prepare.
Yes, I'm back, and maybe. Is this a word? I so doc.
We hear you,
Oh, no.
then we don't.
Maybe if I put the right name underneath her, that would help. There. Okay. Yes. You're here. You're blinking. We see you. You're moving. It's apparently my voice is what freezes her.
I possibly very deep. We hear our giggles.
All right.
But I thought she was talking about preparing. Oh, she's back.
I'm back. Essentially, make sure you just beforehand. Don't pressure partners.
Yes. It's only something that should be attempted with partners who trust one another. And it is a very trusting position to be in, and respect that trust. We had a comment coming in from Spicy Sparkles. Yeah, but I think it's personal, and I think the mystery should stay like that. So that might be in reference to Lusty's choice of a burlesque performer. All right, are we ready for the next question?
Yes, we
If-
are.
Yes.
There we are. Let's try to let's fingers crossed on the connections here. The next question we have
Start
is,
with one finger, then you go with two, not one at a time.
if they're crossed, you can sort of corkscrew in. Do you think that heel size is a confidence thing or just a skill thing? Is it a confidence thing or just a skill thing? Is heel size a confidence thing or a skill thing? Galadriel.
I'm not sure I'm understanding the question here.
I'm not sure either. It could be being able to wear a high heel. Is it
Yeah, I
a
think
confidence
it's the
or a
question.
skill?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing it
Go ahead.
Okay. Hopefully stay. It's mostly a training thing. There's definitely a question of like training the ligaments and muscles in your legs and ankles to be able to walk in different heights of heels. So yeah, and some feet are just never going to be able to be comfortable in higher heels, and that's okay. That's something that I keep telling my students every single week. Like, low heels are okay, no heels are okay, 6-inch heels are okay. Just like work up to it.
Boom. I would have to say I would say it's a combination. The skill will give you more confidence. If you have a lot of skill but your confidence gets shook, then it's going to be harder for you to manage walking in heels. But I think it is a combination of the two. Lusty.
I'll say like Galadriel's. I understand about the confidence, but skills. Damn, this is hard to walk with big heels. Like, I think Galadriel is a former dancer, and I start dancing since I'm very young, and I'm much more comfortable with dancing in shoes than high heels, big high heels. And you need to work on that. It's very muscle and training stuff, and I would not go with no shoes. It depend when. Like if it's for burlesque, I would recommend wearing shoe, depend of the storyline of your hack, but it's something else. But if you're not comfortable and you just don't want to wear heels, you can do like me and just wear, what the I don't have I don't have heels. I'm very comfortable. But that's very important. It doesn't matter which kind of heels you're wearing, you need to be comfortable in them. If you're not, you will maybe break something or you will not enjoying your training or the moment you're wearing them, and you will regret to buy expensive shoes.
Boom. I think good answers from everybody there. So let's move on to the next question. Of course, if anyone's chatting and they want to drop in a comment on that as well, feel free to do so. Or if you have a question, you can always drop it in the chat. Next question we have is there an erotic movie or series or scene that turns you on to watch? Is there an erotic movie or series or scene that turns you on to watch? Lusty, you are in the hot seat.
So I said that Heaven Peters is a TV series, whatever, crush, actor crush. So in one of his in the series of American Horror Story, he's playing like a high aristocracy man from an old time, and he was in a bat with another man, and they were kissing in a hot bathtub, and that was very hot. Watch it. I'll say that.
Not erotic actually, but I will always say like my not my go-to movie because I don't actually go to it, but one of the movies that still to this day has had the biggest effect on me is Dangerous Liaisons. There's something about I don't know why I find John Malkovich so damn attractive in that movie. I think it's all about like the wit and the game, and watching him and Glenn Close battle wits and wanting each other so very much, and at the same time having this very, very antagonistic relationship. It really does something to my body.
I dated someone with similar attitudes.
Not necessarily a healthy relationship. Let me just like underline this. Not healthy, but...
And I'm going to point out a film that has problematic issues with it, but Secretary. There are some things in that film. Is also the idea that that a person who is kink minded, who is kink driven, would be put into a mental institution while trying to discover who they are, which is what happens. It's James Spader and Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's just incredibly, attractive people. And again, it's not so much in how graphic it is, but in how intense and intellectual it is, that relationship builds. And James Spader is definitely not a good dom in some of his behavior, but they are both very much driven to be the people they are. And when they recognize their dynamic and how it is so attractive to each of them, that's when things begin to build and escalate in both their lives. But that's my thought on that one. And there we I just had to scroll, but more questions were coming in on the hidden channel. I guess people are getting the questions in, so remember, please, to donate to help support the channel. And we have the next question ready.
Donating is very sexy. Don't forget that it was Galadriel's birthday. So I think she deserves a treat. So just down below, tipping is super sexy.
Boom. Have you ever been caught by your parents having sex? No. I grew up as the youngest of a fairly large family, and I saw everything that my siblings did that got them caught at all the various little trials and tribulations. That sort of taught me how to hide things better, in which I did, to the point that they didn't even know what gender of person I was dating for a good decade. So they were unsure about my preferences for a good long time, and though I was very sure about my preferences in that time period. So that's no, never been caught. Lusty.
Yeah, sadly, yes. In my mom's bed. Okay, I need to tell why. Okay, so I was living with my dad, and my sister was living with my mom. She's younger than me, so sometimes I just come and I come in my mom's place and I do stuff and I help my mother when I was younger, like I thought when I was 18. So when my sister had a party with some friends, my mom asked me to come and just supervise because she will not be there, and my sister will be cooler to have a party if it's me, and not my mom watching what's happening. So my boyfriend at that time asked me if he can come to have a time with me during the party and everything. So what happened is that finally he sleep there, and the only place I was available to sleep was my mom bed, and she was okay with that. But things happen in the morning, and my mom came back earlier from home. So when she knocked, I mean, she didn't knock because she
Well, this is her
didn't.
room.
Yeah, exactly. So she opened, she closed the door, and she started giggle. I was very uncomfortable, and he was laughing. I was uncomfortable, and I didn't come down the stairs before 3 hours after because I was very uncomfortable. And the only thing she was saying is that, "Oh, good morning. How was the night?" I was like, "Yeah, everything was fine." And she say, "I don't want to talk about what happened." I say, "Why are you telling me you don't want to talk about it if you tell me that you don't want to talk about it?" So it was weird. Yeah, and anyway, I'm happy that we never had a conversation about that after that, and it never happened again. That's the only time I get caught. The last.
And Sophie Howitz is also saying that I'm not surprised, Lusty.
Oh, yeah, that was very weird. And much more when she's opening the door and it's not your face that's seeing you, that's your butt. I was so I was just like, I hear the door open, but the sheet were on us, so she didn't see it, but she knew. I mean, she's not stupid. So yeah, I was just like,
I,
who opened the
I,
door?
I
I
do
was
have a
like,
question. Did she? You said she opened the door and closed the door and giggled. Did she close the door with her on the inside or the outside?
I don't know, outside.
Okay, so
How
she giggled
how
loudly.
she dares the inside? It would scream from the inside. I would be dying. I would be crawling under the bed, just hoping that it never happened.
There we are, Galadriel.
Thankfully,
You're
no.
welcome.
I have, however, been caught by my children when they were toddlers, which, I mean, thankfully, they were too young to understand what was going on. But, as parents of young children, my children aren't that young anymore, but it can lead to interesting moments. You learn to duck under the covers really, really.
I should have done that more.
You learned to duck under the covers very quickly. That was the last thing we heard you say?
That was the end.
That was the end. Is anyone want to share in chat any embarrassing stories that they have?
Oh, we want to know.
We get Spicy saying, I feel you on that, Galadriel.
Can you, the Love Doctor, did you answer about that? I don't remember.
Yeah, the answer was no.
Oh, yeah, you said no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the experience of your older brothers and sisters.
Well, not that I had experience with my older brothers and sisters, but
You get you learn from the experience of your brother and sister, and they did get caught.
right. Jack Cough with that delightful photo saying they've been caught. It's also I had the pleasure of growing up fairly rural, so we had the olive outdoors as well to experiment in. And Galadriel's frozen, but they are in the hot seat, so hopefully they will be unfrozen for this next question. What is one of your favorite sexual fantasies? One of your favorite sexual fantasies. While she's lining up to this, Spicy is saying, I've been caught by my mother-in-law, not even my own parents, a long time ago. It's even embarrassing than your own parents. But if it's your mother-in-law, at least you're married. And Jack is saying, I have a nice hat.
I think we hear you, Galadriel.
Yeah, you seem to be back. What's one of your favorite sexual fantasies?
Oh, wow, without preparation.
All the questions are like this.
Boom, like I'm back. Okay, I have this weird fantasy of sex without gravity.
Wow. That's very deep. I like it.
With conservation of momentum, how do you prepare for that sex without gravity? Are people wearing straps that you can hold on to? Are you tied together? I mean, the posters for The Expanse, which is showing people floating above the beds, just joined at the hips, that's great and all. But, one good thrust and you just bounce off of each other. I'm just not that I thought a lot about sex in space, but
Clearly you did not. Honestly, the fantasy is not that specific. I think it needs to be maybe not in 0G, maybe just a lot
reduced.
less gravity, like heavily reduced gravity to make some positions and acrobatics more comfortable and easier to sustain in the long run.
Very good.
And if we bring it down to earth, honestly, outside, back alleys, forests, name it.
Under the Stars. Under the Stars is a.
Under the stars.
There is something about the risk of being caught that is fantastic, and Galadriel has touched on that and the idea of being outside. But you want to definitely ensure that you're not involving anyone who doesn't want to be involved. I definitely don't want to be involving anyone who is underage or exposing anyone who's underage to the activities. The Christian major has jumped in with my first girlfriend and I would have sex sitting on the carpet facing one another because the bed was too damn loud and I didn't want my parents to hear. It was worth the rug burn on my ass though.
Oh my God, yes. The knees. The knees.
Nice.
My God, the burned knees on carpet. Like, this is something.
I do want to point out, first time I was in high school in like a 3-year period. I think I dated this a 2-year period. I think I dated this person for about I would say about 16 months. They went to prom with me. I had met them at a summer job, and then they were very pissed off to find out I was still in high school while they were entering university for the first year. And we fought, and there was a lot of stupid stuff. There was, if people are seeing each other, this is what they do. And then after we used to have these huge rows, just not good at communicating. And then, we'd always make up after a couple weeks or maybe sometimes longer. And one of the times she invited me over. And she had the bedroom in the basement of her parents' house, and I got invited to come down. I went down to the basement, and she had was reorganizing her closet, and everything was out of her closet. And so we talked and started to cuddle, and then we moved inside the closet, and that's where we had sex for the first time we shared sex.
Super spacious.
Yeah, I find it sort of ironic that the first time I had like consensual heterosexual sex, I came out of the closet afterwards.
Oh my God. Okay, you went there. Okay.
Well, I mean that's physically what happened,
Right.
and it's sort of weird. It was actually years later I ran into her at a corner store, a dépanneur. I was buying milk and I closed the door and she was right there and she apologized to me. Spicy Sparkles has got a laugh. She apologized to me for the fact that she didn't feel that she treated me well during our relationship because at that time she didn't realize she was gay. So. That is something. So obviously they felt conflicted in the entire relationship, but of apparently trying to bow down to societal expectations. And Sophie is saying, "Saw it coming, a dad pun not intended." Oh, it was fully intended, Anne Sophie, fully intended. And I have not answered this question about what's one of your favorite sexual fantasies. Outside is great. I actually got to do. I don't know. Is it still a fantasy if you've done it? Because I
think it
I've
can
done.
be.
Okay. Yeah. It's.
If you still feel aroused, the idea of do it again, and you're like, ooh, what is
Yeah.
it?
So it's something that I had the pleasure of doing this past spring again. It's a good way to welcome in the new summer. So there's. That's the one that I'm comfortable mentioning at this point in time. I think everyone. No, Lusty still has to share with us.
Yes.
Yeah, so my sexual fantasy, I try a lot of stuff, and that's a little issue with me sometimes. I feel it frustrating. I try to find new fantasy, and there is one I think I would never be able to achieve it, um, because my primary partner is straight. But my fantasy is me having sex with my primary partners and another man, and they are having sex each other too. So that's not possible because he's straight. But as polyamorous and having other partners, maybe it will be possible, but not in a different fantasy. So yeah, but not possible right now. It will answer that too.
There,
But that's okay. I'm alright with that.
there it is. It is. The part of your fantasy is where you want the two men to be involved with each other. Is typical.
Exactly.
I highly recommend that with any time there's a threesome that everybody be interested in everybody else,
Yes.
or
Exactly.
else someone better be a damn good multitasker. That is the one we're talking like Oprah level or beyond.
And in threesome, but foursome too. So if you go with a foursome and there is two men straight who agree to have sex for example, with two women, but they don't want to touch each other, that's fine. If that's what I've been planned. So it will be a foursome, but with adaptation. So yeah, it's different. Huh?
It's this is something that needs to be.
But don't say a
Do
foursome. Oh, sorry. Go.
I have to? All right, Christian Major is saying challenge accepted.
Oh.
I I have. Okay, how much time have we got? Well, we're already at 90 minutes. I don't think I have time to share this story and get to these other questions. But I do have a story about being in an uncomfortable threesome, and it was the first one I ever was in. So ask me about it on another time, as we're going to move on to the next question that we have.
The only thing I wanted to add is that, and maybe that's only my personal opinion, but if you think that having a foursome, it's gonna be only man with a woman, another man with another woman in each different bed, it's not having a foursome. Is doing
That's
exchange. How you say that? Swingers, or I'm not sure,
or
but
soft. It's actually
mixing.
if the partners do not mix, then that's called a soft swing by some
A
people.
soft swing. So it's not a foursome if you are not the four on the bed or the place or the maybe the rug, but the rug is very hard for the knees. We say that, but
Yes.
that was
We've
my
agreed
only
on
point.
that.
Yeah, rug. It's a no. Knee pad.
All right, knee pads and helmets because some headboards are a little hard. There is that's safe sex. That's another version of safe sex. Uh, our next question is: do you have a sexual intimate journal? And answering that first is a Lusty Onyx.
I think I already answered that question in the Love Doctor with Felicia Rain. I used to have one when I was in my 18 years old, super exploring, blah blah blah. So I was noting stuff, and I was noting names and writing what I was liking, what I liked during the relation and during the sexual act and stuff, but not anymore. Like I got my head, my memory, and I prefer enjoying the time. Yep.
Boom, Galadriel.
I do not. However, for a very brief time, when I was just single and basically hitting everything that breathed, I
Feel
had a
you.
lot of I had a lot of
Hmm.
fun noting down encounters and basically transforming them
Oh, this sounds like it should be important.
on my back.
Okay, we heard noting down the encounters and uh, oh, that knowing smile. It's frozen on the
Like I
screen.
want to know now.
Yes. So I
Oh.
Oh, that
I
did.
know. I'm kidding. I'm keeping you wanting more. So I was saying, yeah, I wrote short form basically from those encounters and actually shared.
That we didn't get that, Galadriel, at all. I'll try answering it while you log out and log back in. Because that does seem to work for a little while. So you log out, log back in. No, I don't keep a journal. Oh damn it, that's not really a long answer. I do have a good memory, and I do sometimes share the stories as part of the shows. I do occasionally fudge some of the details just to protect identities. If anyone else is out there that may, so just to kind of be clear that some details may be fudged at that point. Yes, and Sophia is saying that possibly Galadriel's in space already.
I told you she would be a shooting star.
Mm-hmm. There we are.
And there she is.
Galadriel is going to be lowering her camera quality so she can get an answer in. I might have to tell the story. Oh, she's back.
Now she's biting her lips like now you don't say you're not teasing by this face.
There we are. Go for it.
Okay, maybe we try it now.
You can try now. We heard that. Go for it. All right, you just start talking and cut me off. That's what I'm going to ask. We thought we had worked out these issues, but the very first threesome I ever had was a birthday thing. I had come home, and I was living with a young woman. Just cut me off at any time, Galadriel. I had come home from work. I had been working the graveyard shift, and to discover that my female friend was there with another female friend, and that they've had a few drinks. And Sophie is saying, Galadriel, you're keeping us in suspense, so cut me off at any time because I don't need to tell this story again. But I sort of was drawn into the room with the two of them, and they undressed me and sort of prepared. And my partner at the time, I got laid down. My partner at the time got over my hips, and I pulled their friend to be over my face because there's certain things I like to do. And I can multitask, I'll say that. And apparently I did what I was doing just a little too well because I was a little too hungry, a little too in the need, I guess. The more that's happening to me, the more I sort of want to give. And all of a sudden, the taste changed, and the friend like kind of bolted up, gave a nice moan, and then she bolted up, grabbed her clothes, and ran for the bathroom. And the person I was seeing got up very mad because apparently they had discussed among themselves the order of orgasms. And no one told me. They weren't physically interested in each other. It was just supposed to be a birthday gift to me. And I spent that birthday without having my candle blown. So,
Yeah.
All right, Galadriel, We can see that you were moving.
Yes, it seemed unstable, but hopefully I can finish this straight.
The journal.
So basically, noting down encounters, writing short form erotica from them, and then sharing them with other people as a way to tantalize them. Which I
What did she do with that? We gonna
Which
know.
she found.
She found that.
Writing down, sharing the encounters, which you found. So writing erotica and sharing that which you found. What? Because that's where it sort of cut off. I think we're going to have to move on.
I found it to be very effective. Let's move on.
All right, you found it to be very effective. Okay, where in Montreal can I find rich men? Any tips for picking up rich men? That is the question that we have. Galadriel, do you want to attempt?
Not at all.
Not at all. Lusty.
I know that there is maybe an app existing where you can find a sugar daddy or stuff like that, but I will not name names because I'm not sure, and you should try to find out.
All right.
I don't have nothing else to say.
All I'm going to say is sex work is work and deserves to be respected as any other type of work. I'm Seeking Encounters, I think, was a website or app that was based around that.
Seeking Arrangement.
Seeking Arrangements, that's it. So there we go. Are we ready for the next question?
Yes.
Sure. There is more. Oh my God.
Do you remember what your ex's intimate parts look like? Yes, most of them. Galadriel.
Yes, but it's not something that I think about actively at all.
My mind kind of have a blind spot when I stop a relationship with somebody. So I can remember everything we've done, the top of the body but if you are a man, it's like if your penis become a blank spot. Like I don't remember really what's the shape of everything. I think my mind is just deleted that. I don't know why. When I was young, I thought that it was maybe to not thinking about my ex or stuff like that. But now I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's still there, but I don't know. If you're my ex, I don't remember your dick. If you're a man. But I remember boobs, like 100%. I remember boobs.
And by the way, the fact that she says that she doesn't remember your dick, that's not encouragement to send a photo of it.
No, if you do that, I won't reply. Don't send dick pics. Not
No,
only
you
to
should
me.
reply, forward it to their parents.
Huh?
Forward it to their mother, just to say.
I'm not sure I understand what this is.
I'm fully of the belief that if somebody sends an unsolicited dick pic, that you should feel free to share it with others, including their mother.
Oh yeah, yeah. I thought that I could print the dick pics I receive and do a wall and just share it with the world. So maybe you will understand that you are only a dick in the world.
There we are. Some comments have come in. And Sophie saying, "I feel you. It's like it's censored or blurred." I never knew that people had these blind spots. Yes, that's what I do. It's 100% effective. I'm hoping that's to the forwarding the dick pics to the parrots.
You need to. You should. I don't know. You should say you want to see mine, even if you don't get one.
They actually probably do, but if you just send them the picture of what you keep in your toy bag, it might explain why you don't miss theirs anymore.
I got a friend who just answered to a guy with a dick pic. Why do you send me the dick pic of a kid? And the person didn't reply anymore. That's another tip. I don't know.
Spicy saying yes to the parrots. Just also maybe say so I'm reporting that you're sending out child porn would probably be more effective.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's another level. That's great. I like it. Gonna use it.
That's there we are on all of that. These thoughts. What a horrible phrase to end the show on. This has been the Love Doctor live stream. Please remember to like and subscribe. The donate is running along the bottom there. So
Just
you
the
can
bottom.
donate
Just
the
the
bottom.
bottom.
It's, Lusty, I think you're taking people's eyes away from the bottom of the screen, but you're welcome, Roshan. There it is. Draw funny faces on it. You know what? If you do print it out, use those little plastic googly eyes.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god! No, it's gonna be scary. Imagine somebody taking it seriously and really put googly eyes on it. They can send you video because sometimes people are sending you videos.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but absolutely. I've honestly gotten more jerk off videos than dick pics in terms of proportion. It's baffling to me, honestly. But just don't send unsolicited anything.
Period. Not even face shots.
Don't do it.
Just why? I don't know. Like you wake up in the morning, you're like, this person. I'm gonna just take a dick pic. I'm gonna share it to the world because this need to be shared. Why? Just get a life.
Do you find it odd that neither one of you sort of really remember intimate partners, like intimate parts, as soon as they become their ex? But like, I remember my intimate partner's intimate parts. Like not just I could probably describe the differences in taste. Like, right? But
well, in my case, it's not that I don't remember. It's just that it's not something
it's not
that I
worth
give
wasting time.
I don't give it a thought. But it's I can like open my little mind drawer and all the info is there. But
The thought palace.
Yes, my thought palace.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lusty.
I think Galadriel and I covered the fact that we receive unsolicited dick pics. Do you ever receive one? Or unsolicited sexually pictures?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. It's kind of surprising.
How do you reply to that?
It depends on my situation at the time. If I was single or if I wasn't single, generally I don't reply if I'm not single. If I am single, I will thank them. Generally, it also depends if it involves something that I'm not interested in, because I've got pictures that are a bit more graphic than just, a boob shot or and it might be, that's not my thing. But thank you. I believe in being polite. I don't believe that I should shame someone for some of their kinks. And for somebody to just kind of send that out to somebody after just a little brief chat, it is surprising, but it also sort of like I feel like I missed something in the conversation, or there was a disconnect that I wasn't expecting. And I don't want to shame them for having confidence in what they do.
But if I may, I think there's a way of doing it more ethically. I had a really positive experience actually at some point where a couple contacted me and actually asked if they could send sexually explicit material. And I was like, you know what, like this is a healthy interaction. So yes, and I enjoyed it because they actually asked before sending it over. I think the unsolicited is really the issue.
It's the worst part. Yeah, exactly. I have been asked. I have asked as well. So those things have occurred. So I've never included my face in any of those photos, but
But if the person asks for and it's consensual, that's all right. The problem is that when people send it and it's without consent. I understand your point with the fact that it's maybe a kink, the kink of the person, but I think it's the accumulation of receiving them constantly
oh yes,
that start
there's a lot of people who reference how the fact that the penis is very down market right now, just from an oversaturation.
yeah, and it also starts from movies where they are making fun of a penis. Like it's rare that in movies they are making fun of vulva or vagina. They are making fun of dicks, like, oh, you see, I can do the helicopter dick, I can do stuff like that. Like, this is the movie make that funny, so it's make that maybe less a problem to show it, and it become wrong when you show it to anybody who don't want to receive it.
If you want to see, I just got reminded of a movie that has a more full frontal, I think, male nudity in it. Is Shame, starring Michael Fassbender. So if anyone hasn't seen that one, it can be a little bit of a challenging film at the same time, but it does deal with sex addiction and risky hypersexuality as well, and risky behavior in the attempt to gain orgasm, and in the attempt to find validation through orgasm of partners, which is, like I said, it's a very challenging film, very well done with an incredible cast. So Carey Mulligan's in that as well, Michael Fassbender. Not what you consider a cuddle with your partner kind of movie, but a movie.
No, sure.
Certain people maybe, but not to yuck anyone's yum. But it is a great exploration of sex addiction that is done in film, and it doesn't glamorize, and it doesn't pull any punches, and it doesn't yuck the yums of anyone either, though it does sort of encourage people finding help.
Yeah,
I think that's good art.
yeah. The problem is where there is like teenage movie like American Pie, who are turning like showing their private part for fun, and then teenage they banalize this thing, and then action come with it.
And I think that, if I may, I know that my issue is, like, it's not with the anatomy itself. It's like, penises are a part of the body, and it's just like, I don't mind, like, seeing naked men.
Consent.
Naked. But when you put it in a sexualized context and you literally throw it in my face, this is where I find it unwelcome at times.
Consent. It's a consent issue.
Yeah, it's definitely a consent issue. It's funny because I recently watched the really fun and quirky animated series Queer Force, which is
new on Netflix. I know that you just froze.
Oh, I'm back. So I was mentioning Queer Force, which is a cool series about a group of, basically, like, it's a queer spy force. The cartoon ends up having a lot of male full frontal nudity, but it's done in a way where it's like they're naked. So yes, I mean they have penises, but it's fine, and it's not sexualized again in a way that's assaulting.
Understood. And it's in a program. It's not directed directly to you.
Yes.
All right, we have been on for close to 2 hours at this point in time, so we want to thank everybody who's watching. Please hit the donate at the link tree. I want to thank my two wonderful guests, Lusty Onyx, Galadriel Caresse. We can find both of them on Instagram to find out more about their performances elsewhere. Galadriel Caresse it's Galadriel.caresse on Instagram. And there is also lusty.onyx on Instagram. Do either of you have anything that you want to mention that's coming up? I guess not.
Go ahead.
So,
Oh, yeah. I'll have, it's not yet on the Wiggle Room, but I will have the pleasure to be on the student showcase of Arabesque Burlesque at the start of December. So just stay tuned. And I'm going to be performing for my first time live on a stage because Lusty Onyx is born at the start of the freaking pandemic. And I only have the pleasure to perform online. I mean, I had the pleasure, not only, but it's different. Galadriel know that, and the Love Doctor too. So, yes,
And I would just encourage you, if you're interested in burlesque and if it's something that like, piques your curiosity, regardless of your gender, we just added a bunch of drop-in classes at Arabesque Burlesque. So please just visit our website. We have drop-ins now on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. So just like come and give it a taste and see how you feel about it.
I just as she wrote, but Spicy Sparkle is gonna be on that showcase too, and Jenny Powell also is gonna be on that showcase, and two other new baby burlesques who need to find their name now.
all right, this has been the Love Doctor Livestream episode 77. We'll be back next Sunday with episode 78. But of course, I'll be at the Vaudeville Variety Show hosting it this coming Wednesday. So please tune in. Buy your tickets in advance now. Go to the wiggleroom.ca website so you can get your tickets in advance. I love you all. Thank you all for watching.